Woohoo! Welcome everyone. Wow, what a summit! What a summit! Hey, Merry
It was
Christmas.
incredible. I think this 3 days, as Patricia said, the 3 days went by so fast. I can't believe it's over now, and I'm kind of sad because I think all the sessions have been so inspirational, so many things to learn, and so many amazing speakers and partners, and also I think great is that we have had young people on the table all days at all spaces. So I think that shows really our commitment to put the change in the hands of young people.
Absolutely. Now, I will go through a few housekeeping bits in just a moment. I noticed that we have a very joining us in wanting to come on screen. Patricia, I will bring you on in just a moment. But just before I do that, I just want to give people a few bits of housekeeping. So firstly, tell us where you are in the world in the chat over here. We want to know where you are, what you've been watching. Mary Chris, maybe you'll set up a couple of polls the event and those kinds of things. I know you're really good at that. That's it. We've got Kenya, Canada, Japan, Scotland. Look at this, Malaysia. Another more Canada. Whoa, look at you all coming in. This is wonderful. Hi, Zoldi from San Francisco. Good to see you, my friend. Kosovo, Sri Lanka, Tanzania, Southend YMCA. That's where I am today, actually. Spain. Wow. So the housekeeping. Firstly, what we're going to do is Felicia, Mary Chris, and I are going to facilitate a conversation with you. We're going to give you the opportunity to come and share your thoughts, your reflections, and your comments on what you've seen at the summit. Also, you have a lot of expertise here about the Youth-Led Solutions Initiative as well. So if you have questions, this is a really good space to ask them. The way to do that, when we ask you to, will be to, up here, push the button that says request to join. Now, this will work best if you are on a desktop computer or laptop using a Google Chrome or Firefox browser. If you are on mobile, we recommend that you use the Hopin app from your smartphone app store, or if you're on an iPhone, use Safari, or if you're on an Android phone, use Google Chrome. Other devices, other browsers may not work as well, and we may not be able to bring you on to join us. When we do bring you on, please try to keep your comments short, as we think there will probably be a lot of people that want to share some reflections. So try not to take too much of the time on the stage so we can get through as many people as possible. We're also joined by a lot of our planning team today as well. So I can see there's Shaquille's here, and I know that there are others. So they may come on to share some of their thoughts and reflections about how the planning for the summit went. So now we've hit 100 people. This is very nearly the most popular breakout session at the summit, which is fantastic. Obviously, we have a lot more on plenary that people have been able to choose from over 40 workshops. So I'm going to bring in a special guest, if you don't mind, Mary Chris and Felicia, as I noticed that Patricia Pelton, Madam President of the World YMCA, is waiting to come on. Hi, Patricia.
Hello. Listen, thank you so much. I just popped in because I was so impressed with the workshop, and I wanted to hear some of the advice and some of the comments from the participants on this session so that I can take that back to the board, to the executive committee of World YMCA. So really, I'm here to listen and to thank you again for this session. So I'll just go quiet and really have my ears open. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So a bit of housekeeping when you are done with your comments. So what Patricia will do this now. If you hit the leave button, you'll then become a viewer again from the stage. So that should work pretty well. Excellent. Felicia, would you like to bring in some of the people we have in the chat?
Sure. Yeah, it's a good evening here. So I hope everyone is doing great. Thank you once again, Mike and the YMCA team, for having me. And I am so excited to be here ending the I'm audible. Oh, So let me have Ayo, Andrew. I'll keep talking as we go on. I think there are 3 people waiting. So Ayo, welcome on board. So, oh, great.
Hello.
Hi, Mayo. How are you doing?
Hello.
Please share with us.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Ayo.
Okay. Kai. This is wonderful. Yes, first of all, let me thank the organizer of this event. It's really impacting and knowledgeable. I learned a lot, and I believe the knowledge that I got in this event will transform me back to my society. I'm really grateful. Yeah, and there is a presentation that reminds my horizon concerning the environment. Actually, I am planning to, or I'm immediately engaged in changing the polymer bag into a useful product. The idea, I think Taiwan, they are getting strength me well. By God grace, with the YCML, I think I will make the impact in the society. Collectively, I believe we can change. We can make a change. Thank you. Thank you.
Io,
Awesome.
thank you. Wow. Io, thank you so much. That was what a powerful reflection. We really appreciate that. Mary Chris, do you want to take us through what you've done in the poll section?
Yeah, I've put a poll, so it's a basic question. How summit for you? I think you can all go here on the right side. You see polls after chat, and you can click there on one of the options. We have, it was great. I've learned so much. I wanted to continue. I will watch all the videos on YouTube, and I can wait for the Mental Health Summit, because we will have a Mental Health Summit in the coming months. And we know that this is also a very important topic amongst young people. So be ready, be prepared, keep watching our news, and stay connected so that you can get all the information about this.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Mary Chris. So take a look at the polls and keep things coming in the chat. I'm also going to point out the Q&A function as well. So I mentioned this is a space that you can ask questions. So if you have any questions for the planning team, for Mary Chris, who's part of the community, the post-event, the solutions process, the Q&A area is where you can ask it, and we'll answer it here on screen. And thank you again. I know that Patricia Pelton, Madam President of the World YMCA, is watching. And so this is a great forum because she said she will be listening and taking back the feedback from young leaders directly to the executive board of the World YMCA. And that is really an amazing example of youth empowerment. So should we take another guest?
Yeah, definitely. I think we can bring, oh, we have Shaquille on this. Bring Shaquille. Oh, Shunto is there already. Shaquille, wait for us a minute. Shunto.
Shunto, you're with us. Hi.
Hello. I'm Shunto from Japan with my friend Daiki, also a participant of this summit. It was so great to take part in this Future of Work Summit. It was so great. For the first day, had like a lot of, I felt like there was like a lot of, technical, it was like a lot of topics that was kind of hard to understand for me. But like the second day was like very, the topic, like for me, the topic was very fun. And like third day got to listen to the whole session. And Japan YMCA has a slogan that find, connect, get better. And I've got to like find many of people around the world that related to YMCA, and got to connect with somebody with through the networking tab on the left. and I've got to share. By the way, I'm a camp leader. I volunteer as a camp leader in YMCA in Japan.
Well,
and I've
thank
got
you
to
for your
share.
Shunto. Thank you for your leadership doing that as well. You know, to be a volunteer,
Yeah.
we appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's so fun to be in YMCA for me, and I've got to share a lot of ideas. Like, it was my first time sharing my thought about the camp leader with the people around outside Japan. So it was a very nice opportunity for me, and to also for thinking about the future of this world, like about future of work. Thank you. You want to say anything?
It's okay. Yeah, it's same opinion with him.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shunto.
Thank you.
Also, just to say, Shunto has been a very dedicated participant, because over there in Japan is like already in the middle of the night, and the other day he was also connected like about 2 a.m. his time. So thank you very much for that commitment, for that participation. It makes all the work that we have done worth it, and yeah, so thank you very much. And now we have Shaquille on screen. Shaquille,
hello.
welcome.
Good morning from San Francisco, and good evening, good afternoon for everyone else that is watching. I just wanted to come on and say, one, thank you to everybody behind the scenes for making this happen. We know it could not have worked without everyone behind the screens, just making it all happen, organizing everyone's schedule and getting everything set up. I had the privilege of being on the planning team throughout this year, and that was incredible, getting to meet and work with people internationally. And I think one thing that I'm leaving with is that my advice is that the YMCA needs to continue to keep on bridging and making these connections across the world. So just these types of platforms, opportunities where people can come and connect, the more we invest in this, right, I think the more powerful we become as a global agency, and then we have some real tangible effect on the planet. So I loved meeting everybody these past 3 days. I did a lot more interaction than the last summit. So I feel like every time there's a summit, you get more comfortable with it. And that's been my experience. So a huge thank you to everyone who's been participating.
Shaquille, thank you so much for your leadership over the past 7 months in helping to plan this summit. I know that I can see people in the chat sharing that thanks to all of the global planning team. You're a group of dedicated volunteers that has got involved in the global YMCA to make this summit possible. So thank you very much. We appreciate you. And all of the leadership at YMCA of San Francisco, who have been instrumental in helping make the Youth-Led Solutions initiative possible.
Great. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Shaquille, as well. Felicia, do you want to introduce our next participant to share with us?
Sure, that would be my pleasure. So just meanwhile, I think there's a question that was raised by Ayo Andrew on the chat. How can YMCA assist youth to take road safety community philanthropy to next level in this post-COVID-19 pandemic era, so that the SDG 3 and SDG 11 will be achieved by 2030? It's posted on the chat, and I think I would like to encourage participants to use the chat to share your takeaways, your commitments, and things like that. So let me call Rona Kingji on board.
Felicia, just before
Rona.
Hi Rona, just before we come to you, Rona, I might try and tackle Io's question around road safety community philanthropy. I think the main thing is, everyone watching now, you're a young leader, you have these amazing initiatives like the Youth-Led Solutions Summit, and if something like that doesn't exist in your community, IO, you have the power to design solutions, you have the power to find the opportunities for funding, to find the opportunities for the organizations and partners that are out there, either locally, nationally, internationally, like YMCA, but also other organizations, to start those conversations. If that is something that you are passionate about and you've identified as a problem, then start to think about what the solutions look like, using that design-based process using the resources that are available through this initiative. So Io, thank you for being passionate about that, as it's clearly an issue in your community. I just wanted to take a moment to respond to that. Rona, sorry.
Thank you, Mike.
No,
Thank you for
okay.
that.
I just wanted to say, first of all, thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here. And I also wanted to interact with Andrew about this, because I've seen him very passionate about this topic the last few days. And an hour ago, I was at a workshop about seizing opportunities, and I just wanted to say to him that it is not only about seizing the opportunity, it is about looking for opportunities. So, Andrew, I encourage you to look for new opportunities, to find a way to help your community. And then I wanted to thank you all and the planning board team for organizing this event. It has been very amazing, very insightful for me especially, and I know that this is the last day and it's sort of a goodbye, but for me it's only a hello to new inspiring movements, to new things that many workshops and breakout sessions has taught me about. Especially the ones I joined today. So I just wanted to come up here to thank you all and to say that these sessions have really helped me in my leadership programs, because I'm a peer trainer. And, you know, I've gathered so many stuff from all of the people that have come up to talk about different topics, and I got to share them with my participants. So that was really helpful and amazing to me. So thank you.
Thank you, Rona. I may have missed it. Where in the world are you joining us from?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention. I'm coming from YMCA of Kosovo, from Peja. That's it.
Well, thank you very much, Rona, for your leadership with YMCA Kosovo. You know, AD, Dorina, and the team there. Absolutely wonderful. So,
thank you.
Thank you. And I actually encourage the audience to look up YMCA Kosovo's solution, Team Trees. It was one of the projects that was funded out of the Climate Action Summit. So go and have a look at that.
Yeah, I'm really proud of that, and it's really inspiring not only to us from YMCA Kosovo, but to many leaders from around the world. So I encourage you to look it up and to be inspired by that, because they have done an amazing job. I'm so proud.
Thank you, Rona.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you, Rona. That was great to hear. And Felicia, go ahead.
Yeah, just quickly, I think someone dropped in the chat that if Rona could share a link and probably connect.
That would be useful. Yeah, Rona, if you can share the link of the program from web, that would be great.
Well, I think that we should maybe look at taking another comment if anyone has any feedback. So I see that Erica has been patiently waiting in the queue. We also have, to the others in the queue, Cinderella, Josiah, Benjamin, Iobi, and Elijah. Apologies if I've said anyone's. I'm going to try and bring you on one by one. So let's see if we can bring Erica in now.
That's great. Let's give her. There she is. Hi, Erica.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
I'm Erica from Japan again, but I would first like to say I really appreciated this opportunity, because I've never thought in depth about one issue, because I've already thought of it. I always thought of it really broad, and that I always, for example, like global warming. Well, for this summit it was different, but for global warming, I only thought about just global warming, but there's more to global warming than just global warming, because so that helped me thought in depth about what I wanted to do in the future and how I can tackle the problems, not just thinking of it broad, but to like think of it in depth. And I really like this opportunity, so I would really like to introduce many people around the world to this really cool youth-led solutions. And the most cool thing that I've learned in this solution, youth-led solution, is that I should go for my dream, and I should like tackle what I really want to do, and don't care, well, do care, so like, but you have to dream of what you dream, and yeah.
That's so powerful. Thank you. Because I think you already are an amazing young leader just by being here. But I think it's very clear that you have a lot of potential and you are going to make some amazing change in the future. So thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you very much to Erica. Let's see if we can try and bring in maybe Elijah.
Yeah, Elijah, let's bring her on.
Hi, I'm so sorry. I wanted to keep my video off because it's early where I am and I started my morning with you guys. But hi, my name is Elijah. I am from Houston, Texas in the United States. My pronouns are she, her. I just wanted to say thank you so much. This was really an amazing event. I think I do love to give positive feedback or room for improvement, but I really don't have anything significant that I would want to share to a live audience. But I do have a question. I was curious to know what kind of suggestions you guys have for folks who are interested in receiving funding in the ways of suggesting other projects. I think the only thing that really comes to mind or something that I'd want to implement through my YMCA is an employment resource kind of opportunity for people, because I went to one of the sessions where folks in Vancouver, Canada were talking about how they provide for young people and kind of just like opportunities to improve their chances at employment. But I'm curious to know what other types of projects, like just suggestions or ideas, because I don't want to be missing the mark on something that my YMCA could be doing. And I also think, sometimes you want to make positive change, but you're not really sure where to start. So I would love if you could either answer that now or talk to your team about putting up suggestions or maybe like a skeleton or a guideline of what potential projects could look like for people who are wanting to take action, but don't really know where to start.
That's a great question. So I'm going to try and deconstruct it a little bit, perhaps, Elijah, if you don't mind. I think the first thing is you touched on the YMCA Vancouver workshop, which was on that was on some of their kind of.
Doc, hold on.
Yeah, you've got look at that, organized with notes in a Google Doc. Thank you. I think when it comes to designing solutions, firstly, they don't have to be new. You don't have to start from scratch. There are, of course, original ideas out there in the world, but you can almost guarantee that if you've come up with an idea, that maybe something like it or someone somewhere in the world has done something similar to it before. So firstly, a lot of desktop research is always very important, whether that be YMCA's or one of the other big 6 partners, for example, like the Scouts or the Guides or the Red Cross and Red Crescent, to look and see what they're doing. So it could be about looking at solutions that are working elsewhere in the world and then adapting it into your context. Projects could look like advocacy and policy-based projects, something that is systems-based. We've talked about systems change. Or it could be really tangible. It could be a job finding service. It could be a technological solution. I think you really have quite a blank canvas when it comes to designing solutions. And when you enter into that post-summit solution design process, it's about availing all of the tools that are there for you. The workshops, anything from this summit you missed. Marie-Chris is going to be the person leading that post-summit activity. So mentors and examples of other projects. And then using that, I think, to go, will this work where I am? Is my mentor able to help me unlock contacts or give me advice as to the next steps? Does that help at all, Alicia? Or I don't know if Alicia and Marie-Chris have anything else to add.
I just want to add on, I guess. I do appreciate that, Mike. I feel like what I'm also looking for is that I feel like for myself, my brain is kind of stopping there. I guess I'm curious to know if that is, I don't want to say a limitation, but that thinking about, like you said, advocacy or systems-based or job finding, I'm curious to know, like, for example, when IO Andrew posted about a certain project that he's interested in, it's not necessarily directly like I'm finding people jobs or expanding the job market, but this is something that is an important project to me. Is that still eligible to receive funding that you guys are offering. Does that make sense? Like more specific?
Yes, it does make perfect sense. So I think just to say, all of the projects should in some way be attached to employment, entrepreneurship, systems change around that. It could be about one of the three economies specifically, but it doesn't have to be. For example, we've talked a lot about lifelong learning, digital skills. So, projects could even be education based. It could be about teaching people things. So I think the scope is very broad because none of these things work in isolation, right? When we look at the Sustainable Development Goals and the 17 goals for a more just and sustainable world, you don't ever take one in isolation. They're all connected. You can't do some of them without doing the others. So I think if you can, as long as you can articulate the connection between what it is you're trying to do and how it relates to the world of work in some way, then I think that you're going to be onto a winner.
Much.
Thanks, Alicia.
Thank you, Alicia. Thank you very much. So that was very insightful, and I think a lot of questions might be answered with Alicia's participation. And now we want to welcome, let's see if I can pronounce the name correctly. And I don't, let's see, it's coming inside. I cannot see the complete name. Is she coming in? Oh, I think we lost. Yes. Oh, there she is. I hope I pronounced your name right. Cindralar Nawansi. Oh, sorry. International names are always so hard. But yeah, you can go ahead and share with us how was the summit for you? What are you taking home with you? Go ahead, the floor is yours.
Okay. My name is Cinderella Nkwanzi. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, very well.
Yes, please. So I'm coming from Uganda. And
Welcome.
I am yes, thank you. I'm very grateful for this opportunity. It has been so amazing. I'm actually sad that it's ending today. Sadly, I missed yesterday's session, and I think for me it was the highlight. I had just a snippet of it. It was the highlight because I specialize in research, and I've been doing it a little bit across sectors, mostly agriculture and energy. And I am very passionate about it. So there's a little bit about M&E and project management, and it really captured me. So I think I'll go back to view the YouTube slides really and tap on the information that is there and also view the resource library. So I just have a question. I think I just need advice. We have a very big data gap within my country, and this hinders project implementation. It hinders government, it hinders private players and investors and that sort of thing. And I have had this feeling of a nudge. I really want to come and try to fill that gap. They can come in slowly in either one of the sectors, and I keep broadening with time, but I've still failed to narrow down on how actually to start. I think I have the same dilemma as Aleja, the previous speaker. So if I could actually, I would think like a mentor or someone who could advise me and guide me on how I can actually get this moving, so that I actually hope I would be among the proposals that would be considered come July. So otherwise, thank you so much, and we appreciate this.
Thanks, Cinderella. Mary Chris, I don't know if you have anything you want to add on that. I've got some thoughts, but do you want to, after you?
I'm sorry, but I was kind of losing Cinderella, so if you could maybe take this one on, Mike.
Yeah.
Maybe I can also.
Please, Felicia, please. Yeah.
Please? Yeah, I think I also probably wanted to add to the previous, I think, Aleja, from the angle of, there are always opportunities. Opportunities are endless. But I would advise in, where we come from, understanding the need or the problem or the challenge. So I think that would be a great driver to helping you really understand what is underlying. So I would say, there's a lot of data that is out there. There's demand, there is a need, but now you have to at least experiment. like just start somewhere and see where that takes you. So if it's, let's say, if it's a training program, start engaging the target group, get to know their issues, do a demo, do something, and from there you kind of create your own data set that will kind of reflect the existing issue. And then you can basically find a lot of solutions, that now you can apply for a proposal or something. So I would say, we've been talking a lot about passion during some of the breakout sessions, talking about how as youth we have challenges, but also we need to be driven by what we are passionate about, linking it to the need and the opportunity. So I would say, invest some time in getting started. Just get started and learn more, and I think you will figure out a lot. And now craft that. Could be a prototype, a small thing of something, and then use that to kind of tell the story and apply for, an opportunity that kind of matches. That would be my angle to that.
Felicia, I think that's perfect reflection. And I also think it helps to say, you have time, you don't have to rush this. The first step is assembling your team. This isn't really something you should do on your own. Turn to those people in your networks, other young leaders, and form a team ready to get into that solution design process. And then once we get to the solution design process, I think that's where you start to answer a lot of the questions you had, Cinderella. As Felicia answered, you're going to be thinking about empathy mapping, asking those how might we questions, going through a process of ideation, prototyping and testing. So you don't have to rush it. Marie-Chris, I think I'm right in saying you've got 5 weeks to assemble your teams?
So we have 1 month. So until the 10th of July, you are able to register your team with your national or local YMCA. So 1 month exactly.
Excellent. Thanks, Marie-Chris. And I think there's a critical part of that sentence, with your national or local YMCA. So I know that we have people joining us that aren't currently connected to or affiliated with a YMCA in any way. That's fine at the moment. Go and find them. If you don't have a local YMCA, find out if YMCA is in your country. If it's not in your country, we'll connect you to the regional level. We have a YMCA for every continent. We're present in 120 countries. So the likelihood is there will be a YMCA somewhere near you, or that we can connect you to virtually. But that is kind of step one. Assemble your team and talk to YMCA, and Marie-Chris is going to be there to guide you through that process after the summit finishes. So Cinderella, I hope that helps.
It does. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I've taken the liberty of asking a silly question in the polls, because I thought, let's get people using the polls more. There's 103 of you watching, 103 potential votes. So Marie-Chris is asking if you're planning on forming a solution team. Let's know if you're definitely doing that or whether you're still thinking about it. I've asked, do you like pineapple on pizza? And the options to respond are yes, yes, or Mike, why would you ask that? And at the moment, yes is winning. More people like pineapple on their pizza than don't. So if you have strong opinions about that, go and vote. Felicia, do you want to bring someone else into the conversation?
All right. It's interesting that you're talking about food, because I had, I had an idea to introduce something around that, meaning that we've been interacting globally, it's like equivalent of traveling across many countries, hearing different accents and learning of different ideas, solutions. And, I was thinking, except we have not eaten, shared meals together, just, that experience. So it's when we're just about to the end, I would just ask people just to share the kind of foods that they've had today during this conference, and maybe would get exposed to different kinds of meals in the respective country. That I see Mike already having a biscuit there. So please, that will be interesting, I think. So let me have Lute Kenesho, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Paul, Lute Kenesho Paul, come on board. So, all right. Okay, I think, I'm not sure if he or she's Ian. Could I add another person? Or what do I do?
If we've lost someone, maybe they put in the request and they've since left us. Let's try someone else.
All right, so, okay, that would be, okay, Philippa, sorry, I think I just double clicked.
Hi.
Hi, Philippa.
Hi, my name is Philippa, and I'm a STEAM YMCA in Portugal, a STEAM education officer in Portugal. And I have a question. I'm just starting this job. It's a new job at YMCA. I'm very thrilled, but I have ambitions, and I live in another place. It's very far away, or where is the headquarters of YMCA. I plan to start another local YMCA here. Where do I live? This is to 2030 or 2040, but I don't want to be a boss. To be a boss is very demanding. I want to put my hands on and work, to work in a team, and so to construct a local YMCA, what should I need, or pieces of advice of yours? What should I do? There's no YMCA nearby. Here, where the place where I live. So I'm doing remote work, and so I go one time of a week. At the headquarters of YMCA, but with the pandemic, it's difficult. So I plan to bring a YMCA near my community. So pieces of advice, you have the knowledge. So what could you help me out?
Felicia, Mary Chris, any thoughts and reflections? And YMCA, and the question is really starting a new organization, right? I mean, it's not exclusive to being a YMCA.
Oh yeah, but I love the spirit of YMCA. My feelings and my goals, personal goals and family goals, are very intricate with YMCA goals. So I see, it's my dream job. No one in life can say that I have. It's very difficult to have a dream job, and I think I've got it. So I plan to the others to have success and to have the same goals, and to be. And I plan to inspire other people. Like, I have accomplished my dream job, so I want to help others, and and YMCA gave me this opportunity, so I want to inspire others. And in a perspective of STEAM, because professions like science related and psychological related will be a boom in these professions. This is my advice. I don't know you, Mike, but professions. This is future work. Future work will be at science-related professions and careers, because of the pandemic, the situation. So if students are in science-related fields, they will be for sure have a future, a good job.
Excellent. Felicia, do you want to reflect on that?
Sure. Yes, yes. So first of all, congratulations, Philippa, for that appointment and the opportunity. So and I love the desire in you, the enthusiasm to want to carry it forward and have an impact in your community. So a few things that I would say is first, you have an advantage, meaning that you're checking. You have YMCA is global, so you have a great structure that is already existing. So it's just about now localizing it or contextualizing it to your environment. So I would say, the vision is there, the global vision, the mission, how they do things. That's going to be very easy for you. You're not going to start from scratch. Now the challenge would be understanding your local context. Who are your people that you're targeting? What are their issues? It could be a future of work, but in your own community, in your own locality, they have different challenges with regards to future of work. So you have to go to them, understand them, and understand their needs, going back to that. What are their gaps? What are they, what can you do? How are you going to fill that gap? And then the next thing would be now to kind of, you might not, in as much as you're ambitious and all that, I would not encourage that you do everything alone. Like, have people to support you. So you could identify your support system. Could be a small team, depending on the initiative that you want to do. So who would you want to work with to kind of, solve that issue? Is it going, depending on the intervention, if they're going to be like maybe teaching, if it's going to be a project, if it's going to be fundraising, who is going to help you? So identify the support systems, the teams that you want to do, and also leverage on the institutions that are available. So look out for the institutions. YMCA, again, maximize the networks that are within YMCA. Also maximize the institutions that are in your local area, maybe schools, maybe universities, maybe, hospitals, it depends, right? And so if you have that together, it kind of helps you to reframe everything, like the vision and everything that is contextualized, and now moving small steps towards that. And keep telling your stories, keep sharing your success, learn from mistakes, start small, grow big. And I think the more you tell your stories, the more you share them, then it gets infectious, and you get more support and stuff like that.
So thanks, Felicia. And I think that's some wonderful advice. I also noticed that we have someone that's probably, you could not ask for better advice than probably from the Secretary General of the World Alliance of YMCAs, who has actually said that he's going to come on now and answer your question for you. I'm just going to do a moment of housekeeping before we bring Carlos on. And that is, if you would like to join us on the screen, please click the request to join button. If you have any questions, comments, feedback on the summit, we definitely want to hear your feedback, constructive, positive, and otherwise. And we will bring you on after our next guest. So Carlos, I'm going to bring you on, and the floor should be yours.
Hi. Philippa, what a great question. And I'm now to share with you how I started YMCA. So it's not in the book, it's my experience. First, you have a vision. That is your vision. This is very important. Try to find 5 other people you can share that vision with. This is how you start a movement. This is how you start a revolution. There are many institutional things, but I would just say, share your vision. What do you want to achieve in your community? Is it to create jobs for young people? Is it what it is? What is the vision? Just find people who share that vision and start meeting and have a plan. Even before you call it a YMCA, the vision need to grow. Around that vision, then the structure will come. Don't start with the structure because you will kill it. But when the vision is strong, anything can happen. You'll continue to do that. But it's a very good question. And in that issue, in that road, if you have any challenges, so either YMCA Portugal can help, YMCA Europe, and you can reach out to any of us. Will be willing to support you on that. But this is the great. And next time we meet on the Youth-led Solution, we like to hear about your YMCA. So,
Carlos, thank you so much for those reflections. And just a final thought on that subject. YMCA, in my experience, is a very accessible place. Everyone is very accessible. You know, Carlos and the whole organization. So you're not alone, and you've got that connection there. So thank you very much, Philippa. What we're going to do is we'll bring in some more voices. Request to join up there is the button to push if you would like to give us some feedback, if you have questions or comments. I'm going to bring in Malik Daniels next. Malik, do tell us, where in the world are you? If it works. Give it a second.
Finally back as well, Mike.
Good to see you, Mary Chris.
I hope you can hear me and see me. The internet always messing with us.
I guess
we can hear you.
We can hear you. I guess another question that you might want to come on to camera and ask us about, or post it in the Q&A or in the chat. What solutions are starting to come to your mind? You know, has anybody attended the summit so far and gone, I have an idea? You know, that's really, you know, because right now we're not expecting you to have the complete solution in mind. What we're expecting perhaps is the start of an idea, because you don't go from idea to execution overnight. It's a slow process. But I'd be definitely interested to hear from you if you've got that. Benjamin, I'm going to try and bring in, as I think we lost Malik. I see 101 people joining us right now, so there's plenty of people to come in and request to join. We're going to end up with 2 people at once. Excellent. So let's start with Benjamin, if you don't mind. I'm just going to mute you for a second. Benjamin, are you able to turn your camera on? Okay, let's try Oibod. Apologies if I've said your name wrong. Where are you joining us from?
Yeah, thank you. It's not Oyebod, you know, I understand. Yeah, my name is Oyebode, but you can, at least my other name is Michael. It's Oyebode, and I'm from Lagos, Nigeria. YMCA of Alimosho, Lagos, Nigeria. And I will first of all, YMCA, World YMCA for this laudable, explosive program. It was really, really powerful. The past 3 days, I'm really charged up now. I remember the first day when I had the breakout session with Felicia and Christina. I told them about what I myself, because I tried to add another skill to my knowledge, and thereby I'm learning a vocal voice-over academy now, and which I'm trying to started the class already the weekend. And now also after that, I've been trying to promote some things for like 3 days now, and I realize that we can work something within my community as well. And I realize that something, and I've been trying to gather it out, as Mike said earlier. You should have a solution. I've been trying to get a small solution within my own community here, which I'll pass down to my local wife. We'll meet and we will draft it out. I realize that because after my voiceover thing, I'm going to learn digital marketing. It's already on pipeline, already registered for that. But after I finish that 4 weeks, start with the camp. And so with that, I can be able to, once I learn that, I'll be able to use that. We will organize some youth within our community that I know that they just finished school. We will just graduated from the university. So we can just see how we can just impact the knowledge on them. It doesn't matter they have a system, as long as they have an Android, a phone that is working. At least they have an Android or maybe an iPhone, or if they have a laptop, at least we can start with, whereby I will be able to use my own knowledge as well, because I have other colleagues who have undergone that. And so we'll team up together to see how we will fine-tune those things and see how we can do it, impact on those other youth, and so that everyone will benefit and to be able to create a job for others as well from that avenue. And seriously, you guys have been wonderful. Mike, Felicia, Maria, you guys are really doing a wonderful job. I really thumbs up to you guys, that's the spirit of the Y, Yes, I'm proud to be a YMCA member. Yes.
Thank you
Thank
so
you, Michael.
much. Thanks, Michael.
Thank you very much, because actually what I think, Mike, also being a YMCA myself since I was 6 years old, I think you feel that proud when you see young people in the events, when you join an event, when you plan an event. And actually this event is not successful without all of your participation. So we actually want to thank you for all your amazing engagement in all the sessions during the plenaries, your questions, all of that helps us and let us know that actually what we are delivering is important and is impacting your lives. And definitely, Michael, as you were saying, the idea is that everything that you have learned, everything that you have listened, now you take it to the local community, because that's where we need to be present. That's where we need to make the impact around the people in our communities. So the YMCA is a global organization. We are in 100. But the work, the most important work happens in every local community where a YMCA people is. So thank you all very much for your time, for joining in the summit.
Yeah, thanks for those reflections, Mary Chris. This will probably be a good juncture with not much time left on our post-show wrap-up to say that after we finish here, there are still a couple of things. Well, there's a lot of things that you could be doing with the time left on your day if it's not too late. But that includes the networking button that's somewhere over here, somewhere over there. That will match you with one-on-one networking with other attendees of the summit. Below that, about here, I would guess, is the resource library. Now that is on-demand, pre-recorded, exclusively curated content, workshops that you can watch from partners including Salesforce on design-based thinking, from YMCAs around the world about how to, some of the questions that we've had are bigger questions about, starting. They're not exclusive to issues of employment and entrepreneurship. So there's an amazing series there from Tony Elmir in YMCA Lebanon. There's work from YMCA Togo, from YMCA in Colombia, all talking about the projects. How do you get started? What does it mean to build the capacity of you as a leader, of you as an organization? So I would encourage you to look there. You have access to those until 8 p.m. tonight, Central European summertime. So that's probably another couple of hours. But then after the Hopin platform closes, within 7 to 10 days, everything at the summit is going to be available on World YMCA's YouTube and at youthsolutions.ymca.int. That's youthsolutions.ymca.int. And keep an eye out for the emails that will point you to all of this. If something doesn't come through to you, that's when you can reach out to World YMCA. The email is youthsolutions@ymca.int, and the team will be able to pick up your query. So there's no one currently in the queue to join at the moment. So I'm going to put a last chance call out there. If you would like to share any feedback, any comments about the summit, tell us a bit about your idea if you have one. Click that request to join button just up here. And if not, then we might go to some closing reflections from, look at that, we've got Gloria. Gloria.
Yes,
I think it's only fair to introduce Gloria before to say that Gloria is the architect of the Youth-Led Solutions Summit on the Future of Work. It's because of her that this whole summit has happened. So it's an absolute honor to be able to welcome you from the World YMCA. Thanks very much, Gloria.
Thanks so much, Mike. Thanks, Felicia. Thanks, Marie Chris. And to anyone who's listening and watching, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from whichever part of the world you're tuning in from. I want to just express my heartfelt appreciation to everyone for your contribution, for your participation in this summit. I think it gives me absolute delight and pleasure to know that we have interested young people with full of energy who are looking to shape the future of world of work in the 3 economies that we set aside in the past 3 days, because that is the question that we've been asking ourselves throughout the design process and the planning process. Who is going to shape and how are we going to shape the future of the world of work in the green economy, the care economy, and the creative economy? And that is how, together in collaboration with Mike, Marie-Chris, Felicia, and all the planning committee members, we decided to plan or to provide this space for young people so that they could be afforded all the resources they needed, all the connections, all the learning materials that they need to build the unique pathways for themselves in the future of work. And as Marie-Chris, Mike, and Felicia have put it, this is just the beginning. This is not the end. We have a whole lot of delegate journey that we have in store for you, and we will be holding your hands along this journey. We are not going to leave you alone. As the World YMCA, in collaboration with our partners, we have a lot in store for you post-summit. We want you to take whatever you have gained here, the knowledge, the experiences, and go and transform your communities, transform your organization, and also transform yourself. Be that inspiration that your community needs to see. So thank you so much, everyone. And I hope that you're still going to look back for further engagements. Thanks, Mike, Marie-Chris, and Felicia. I can see we still have some people online to join.
Thanks, Gloria.
Thank you, Gloria.
Now I noticed that one of the people.
Gloria.
So I noticed that one of the people that we have in the queue to join us is Kevin's, who presented our summit, who presented the plenary yesterday. And due to a couple of technical issues, unfortunately, we had to cancel the creative economy breakout panel earlier today. So I'm really glad that Kevin's is with us. And hopefully his connection is stable and he's able to join us. Let's have a look.
Can you see I've decided to join in darkness, Mike? Because I'm just somewhere here and I wanted to support Felicia Masaki for putting up a spirited fight and being part of this. So Maria, Mike, Felicia, it's a pleasure to see you guys, and all the best, incredible work that we did. Mike, that pressure was immense. I'm feeling sick, but here we are. We thank God for the day. All the best to you people, and to anyone listening in, keep on pushing, and may we get to make our world a better place. Felicia, hujambo, salamu za Tanzania. In short, Mike, I'm saying, hi, how is it in Tanzania? That's what I'm asking Felicia. So thank you, people, and have yourself a good evening, whichever places you are. Bless you, and bye.
Asante sana, Kevins. Thank you.
Felicia, would you like to bring our next participant? We still have someone else in the queue. I will bring him on.
Okay, I think, given, I think that's.
And thank you also, Kevin's. I think we were in contact because I was the moderator of your breakout session, and I know you were nervous, but I want to say that you did an amazing job hosting the summit yesterday, and I didn't feel the nervousness on you, so great job. Thank you very much. I think we lost, or is it coming? Yeah, I don't, there it is.
Yeah, I tried to add. Okay.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, we've got two people with us. So maybe you'll go first.
Okay.
After you, the floor is yours.
Okay. I'm Saul from.
All right. Given from Zambia, YMCA. I had it.
Yeah. Go. Sorry. Go for it, Given.
And out. But the future is that like what is the maximum and the minimum budget to be funded for the seed funding?
Thanks, Given. That's a really good, straightforward question, but unfortunately doesn't. I don't know, Marie-Chris, if you heard that. You didn't hear it. So
no, I've heard it. It was a little bit. It was breaking a little bit, but
okay. Thank you.
Yeah, at this moment, we are not able to say exactly how much funding it will be given each project. But yeah, if I maybe Mike, you can back me up on this, or Gloria can give an estimate from the first summit. I think around $5,000 US dollars were given to the different teams.
Yeah, I think it's important to say as well that it is seed funding. So this isn't meant to fund your entire project. You should be designing your solutions thinking sustainably about the ongoing growth and development of them. So it is to get you started. Gloria, I don't know if you want to expand on that.
Yes, just to add to what Mike and Marie-Chris has mentioned, given in regards to the budget or any other parameters of the seed grants to the solution teams, we will provide you with more information about the criteria or any other information that will inform the development or the design of your solution teams as we begin to roll out the phase of the solution teams. So when you reach out to your local or national YMCAs and you form your solution teams, you will be afforded all the resources and the information that you need to know that will guide the design and the implementation of your solution. And this is going to include how much money is going to be allocated to your project. So post-summit, we'll reach out with more information, go to your local or national YMCA, and you'll get all these criteria and the parameters that will guide your design and implementation of your projects.
Thank you very much, Gloria, for that input. So now, Saul, also, I'm guessing that you're joining us from Asia. So thank you very much for staying this late. Go ahead, the first.
Hello, I'm So from Yamanashi in Japan. I'm not very good at English, so I'm not sure if I'm expressing what I want to say properly. So the speaking up here is quite a difficult challenge for me.
So take your time.
Through this summit, I was able to train myself to think concretely, not only about employment issues, but also about welfare issues that welfare issues, which has been a theme of my study for a long time. So I heard I can think issues as concrete issues. It hasn't been long since I joined the YMCA, and I'm not very good at English. I think the challenge is a good experience for me, so I try it. And
Definitely. And we are grateful that you joined. I mean, I remember when I first started speaking English, it was so hard for me. But actually, you have made yourself very clear, and I'm glad that you are a new member to the YMCA. I always love to meet new members because it's just so amazing to see new people coming in, to finding their passion, to discovering what do you want to do in the YMCA, because there's so many options. And I encourage you to continue on path, because the YMCA life is a very rewarding life. I mean, I am in the YMCA since I was 6. So, and I keep, I think I'll be part of the YMCA through my life, volunteering or working, whatever it is. I do feel the call, and very welcome. And we hope that the summit has been a great experience for you. So many things that you can apply and learn in your own YMCA. So thank you very much. So,
and as a person who is not good at English, I think it would be helpful to have English subtitles to help us understand.
Thanks for that feedback. So we will take that on board as we look to the next Youth-Led Solutions Summit. So thank you for that feedback. And also, Your English was excellent. Don't ever apologize when you're speaking someone else's language. You were excellent. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I just noticed that there were a couple of questions in the Q&A that I don't think we've got to, that I just wanted to try and quickly answer as we begin to think about wrapping up this final post-show wrap-up. The first is, who makes up a solution team? Does it have to be people from a YMCA only, or can it be from people outside of YMCA? So it can be from people outside of YMCA, but it must be in partnership with your local or national YMCA. So you must be connected or become connected to your YMCA. If you're not currently, you need to be looking to do that. And like we said before, if there isn't a local YMCA, or if you are in one of those countries that's not one of the 120 where YMCA has a presence, because we have 106 countries at this summit, which is incredible. But I did spot there are some that are attending that there might not be a YMCA where you are. Then we'll connect you to the regional level, the continent level, YMCA Africa, Latin America and Caribbean, Asia Pacific, etc. So I hope that answers your question in the chat, in the Q&A section. Felicia, I don't know if you want to share some closing reflections with us about your experience.
Okay, I don't know if I see there's someone waiting, so I don't know if we let that person in first or just go. Do we have time for that?
I think if we start to wrap it up, as I think will be a good point now.
Okay, thank you, Mike. So first of all, it has been an incredible experience for me. I've been enjoying myself the last 2 days and today. So thank you, YMCA, for creating this amazing opportunity for young people. It's just a much needed, experience right now with everything that's been going on. We kind of need to be revived, like our spirits, our mental, our minds and everything, just to kind of understand what's going on in the world and how can we be a part of that. And also, a moment to kind of reevaluate our progress, endeavors, and things like that. So thank you so much to YMCA. It's been amazing, the exposure and the learning. And so, when things are ending like this, it's always emotional, it's always overwhelming. And, you're probably so much energized, you've gathered so much, and you're now thinking, what next? Are you going to take off, or are you going to, get discouraged or something? So there's a lot of mixed emotions. So what I would say is, just take your time immediately after this, or, go through the notes, your key learning points. How has this made you, feel or experience? Who have you met? Just take that moment to just gather and put down the few things you have, you've gained, and have them somewhere written. I would say written or recorded, please, because it would be nice, like next year, to just go back to see how far you have come. So please take a moment to reflect and write it down. And the next thing is, just keep going. There's a lot that will be against you, the realities and stuff like that. But at the same time, know that, you're a great person. The fact that you took an initiative to be in this platform among the 1,000 people that registered for this summit and stay to the end, you are amazing. You already stand out. There are many young people there who have no idea, who are not even making any progress for their lives. So don't look at where you ought to be. Look at what you've done today. So that's awesome, and it's an amazing job. That means you have high chances of becoming, that great person that you desire to be. So keep going and look at those small achievements and look for the right support system, the right networks that will help you focus on the good, focus on the possibilities, focus on the positive, and, regardless of what life throws at you. So otherwise, I wish you the best. I've really enjoyed, I've learned so much from you, and I hope we can connect and keep learning. And that's how we make the world a better place. So all the best, everyone. Thank you so much, YMCA, for this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Felicia, for your kind words. Thank you for that insight. I think also, if I can start sharing my wrap-up words, I think at some point maybe we feel like we're small, like we're just one person trying to change the world. And I just want you to not take for granted what you are doing. Everything that you do, everything that you are in trying to contribute, just being in this summit, like allocating the time for being connected during this, engaging in the workshops, engaging in the conversations, participating, learning as much as you can, that shows how much potential you have to make actually. And the YMCA started like that. As you know, George Williams was just a young person struggling, feeling the pressure of all the bad things happening around him, and wanted to do something good. And he just had a small idea, and look, 177 years after, we have an amazing, huge movement that moves and acts locally. So I just want you to remember that you're never too small to do a change. You're never too small to have an idea. You're never too small to make things change, to make things work. And I would encourage you all the time to keep pushing. Things are not always easy. The path, it has always challenges, things that don't work out. But you have to keep trying, because that's what makes us great leaders. Someone was asking there in the questions, what is one of the main or the most important ability for a leader? And I think it's not one, but we have to have a combination of things. Resilience, we have to be open-minded, we have to be motivated, we have to be inspired, we have to be so many things. And I just want to finish thanking everybody for joining the summit. Thank you to all the planning committee that has been working on this for 6 months, for volunteers that have joined us and let us keep this event a success. I want to thank the support of our leaders, Carlos, the General Secretary, and Patricia, President of World YMCA, because it's also thanks to them that we are here, that we can have these spaces. And now that we have the tools, that we have the power, we have to go and make the change. So thank you again once more. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your commitment. I'm really humble and honored to be here with you, hosting this space and being there with you in the different sessions. Every day we are capable to learning something new, and I have learned so much these 3 days. So thank you very much. Mike, over to you.
Mary, Chris, Felicia, thank you so much for your closing comments. To those of you still watching, who were staying us all the way to the very end, just really some housekeeping from me about the next steps and a couple of things you can do right now. I mentioned this earlier, but the networking area is open. I suggest that you go and maybe try and take the last opportunity to connect with people that are attending the summit. We still have 127 people online on Hopin right now. I also want to say, obviously, we want to hear from you after the summit. Do you have feedback for us about how this event has gone, about Hopin, about the content, the workshops, the keynote speakers? That email is there in the chat, youthsolutions@ymca.int. Please tell us. It's the only way by which we can improve things in the future. Patricia said right at the start of this post-show wrap-up that we need to and want to listen to your feedback, because ultimately you are the leaders that design this very program. As Mary Chris said, we will be sending you a survey by email after the summit to complete. So when that comes through, please take the time to fill that out. The resource library down there is still open for the next couple of hours. So go and take a look at the pre-recorded workshops. And then after Hopin closes in a couple of hours, they're available on World YMCA's YouTube channel on the playlists section. And in the next week, we'll be updating the Youth Solutions website with all of the content from the summit. Anything you missed, anything that clashed because you were between two places and you couldn't make your mind up, that's fine. And then finally, again, a massive thank you to you for joining us. A massive thank you to the Global Planning Committee of Young Leaders, to Gloria and the World YMCA team, to Kathleen, Natalie, John, and the team. I'm definitely going to miss people in the process of doing that. And of course, everybody that really made this summit possible. We had a team of volunteers that helped to support all of the breakout sessions. A huge thank you to all of those. And as well, a big thank you to Steph Johnson, who has been working behind the scenes and is next to me, who has been really just making all of this come to life with the team. That's it from us. We're going to go now. There's still 57 of you here, but go into the world, go and be the change. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us for the Youth-Led Solutions Summit, The Future of Work. Goodbye.
Thank you, everybody. Take care.